in a day in the life in the off-grid cabin. So one of the first things when I get up in the morning is always checking the wood stove. Depending on the day and the plan, I like to go ahead and restock up, keep the temp up. We got a good amount of wood in there for now. And in this exact moment, it is 35 outside, but a very comfortable 62 degrees inside the cabin. That wood stove does a really great job of keeping it warm through the night. Once the cabin's up to a decent temperature, around 60, 65, it'll last for 6 hours through the night as long as we pack it full before going to bed, which is kind of nice. Also got the Jackery on the charger. I use that for a heated blanket and to charge my cell phone through the night, although that heated blanket's really not necessary at all. The wood stove does plenty good. That sleeping bag is plenty warm. It's not crazy cold out here. It's more of a backup, and it does drain that battery, so I'll probably be using it less and less. Took that battery down to 26% last night. We're charging it off our off-grid solar charger, which is literally just 2 car batteries with obviously a charge controller. And those are powered by, you can barely see it, but 3 tiny little solar panels. That's one of the things I can definitely upgrade in this cabin is more substantial off-grid solar system. Another future project is going to be this water catchment system. I'm going to use a heat pad to make sure that never freezes, and so that's one of the reasons we'll have an upgraded solar. But came up to the cabin today to find, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but the gutter got torn off on the system that I'm trying to put together for this water catchment system. Looks like it was a significant amount of water that froze, and obviously that's pretty heavy, and I'm not sure those hangers were really meant for that type of weight, so that's something I'll have to figure out a better solution for in the next, or this spring here in a couple weeks when I'm starting projects back up once I can get the truck up. For water source, I use these filtered, pressurized. It's just got a hand pump on it. I really like these because then I have water pressure. I can wash dishes. I can drink from that. This has an inline filter that's recommended, or I guess rated for pretty much anything as far as the filtration and being able to just take like rainwater, pond water, anything along those lines and make it safe for drinking and potable. Also today, planning on going on a little bit of a planning on going on a little recreational ride. Of course, this time of year, the only way I can get up here is on snowmobile, and there's not a ton of snow. I imagine another month or so it'll be good enough to drive up here, but thinking of going up the mountain today, exploring a little bit, having a lunch out in the mountain top, and kind of going from there. Another project for this weekend is installing this 4G camera. Apparently the SIM card it came with is not getting a strong enough signal, so I might need to upgrade to Verizon because Verizon gets a pretty good signal up here. But welcome to the Derby Canyon cabin. Absolutely gorgeous, quiet, serene. You know, one of the greatest benefits of coming out here is the quiet, the focus, the peace. I've been reading a book, started it in January. It's really about self-improvement and creating the life you want, and some kind of esoteric points, but based in science, which is really quite interesting. It's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. It's in big part about the neurological pathways that we create in our minds and intentionally recognizing the ones that don't really serve us, that might not even be true or accurate, and essentially reprogramming your mind through meditation and other techniques to be the person that you want to be. And part of the book that I really appreciate with this particular volume is kind of a how-to on achieving the things that they speak about in the book, where some of the author's prior books were more informational versus instructional. And so I just completed this book the other day, and now what I'm doing is I've actually, I like to take dense information and make it into outlines and break it down into smaller chunks so that I can really understand it. Not to mention just the physical act of taking notes helps you learn and retain information more as well. So one of the things I've been excited about being able to do on this trip out here is reviewing the outline that I put together and going through. There's a bunch of questions and activities to journal to help with this process, and that's one of the things I'm going to be doing this morning. So very cool start to the day as far as being in the middle of the mountains, being surrounded by nothing but pristine nature, and having nothing but the sound of a ticking wood stove and a few critters here or there, but other than that, complete silence. And after I'm finished with the activity works of this, I'm going to actually do a meditation outside, and so that's something I'm really looking forward to today.